Hi, welcome to The Hinge, where we talk about stuff and things. It's very, very cold. All the microphones and Macs are broken.
Everything's ruined.
Got weird earpieces. Everything's ruined. My boiler's broken. My car's broken.
Oh, there's a Robin there.
There's a Robin there, though, so that's Christmas.
Yeah, that's Christmas.
So very Christmassy. We will probably mention bits of Mandalorian, but we're going to do a proper sort of last 3 episodes thingy, because we could talk all day about them.
Yeah, and also there's so much to talk about, which is crazy.
It's crazy. Just imagine Boba Fett sat painting with a little fine paintbrush his armour. But there's a billion other Star Wars things.
A million. There is a shitload of this.
So let's start with...
Okay, what you got?
I've got Cyberpunk.
I am waiting for Cyberpunk.
Please wait for Cyberpunk. I got it.
I'm so glad you're saying
Obviously, when the reviews came out, it was like the CJ Project Red were like, you can only show this footage, which is the high-end PC footage. You couldn't show any console stuff.
See, we discussed this originally, and you were on the side of like, I think this is pretty bad, and then I was like, you know what? It's at least they're showing at least they're letting reviews come out before it's actually out.
Yeah.
But
not by much.
Not by much. But also, it appears that the reason why they've done this is because of
so the problem is, it's slightly frustrating because it was announced, I think, before even the PS4 had come
5
out.
out.
No.
Sorry,
PS4.
Really?
It
Oh, wow.
just come out. So it was made for the PS4 and the Xbox One. I don't even know what Xbox was. I think it's Xbox One.
Yeah.
So it's slightly annoying that it's made for that. It runs like shit. I'll be honest, it looks like basically, I played Last of Us 2. Last big games I played, Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima. I can't remember what else I've been playing. They look 10 generations ahead.
Really?
And I realise it's a big open world and it's a slightly different thing. But it just looks like a PS3 game. Like a late... It looks no better than Last of Us 1.
I need to see some some footage of it.
It's just... You walk around and stuff is like popping in. Because I know with certain games you have pop up in the distance, like a building or whatever, or a car. But this is just like you'll walk at someone and their face will load, but then like there'll be like there's these loads of little Chinese cats, lucky cats.
Yeah,
those that are really bad. I keep seeing them and they're just like a square, and then they kind of like pop into life, and it's just like this little thing. It's like running on It's basically like running on a rubbish PC, which you don't really get with PlayStation games. But it reminds me of playing, like, I don't know, Trespasser, where you were trying to run it on it and your computer was really shit and you had to have the lowest settings. And it's just disappointing because you walk around Night City and you can see what's there.
Yeah.
You're like, God, this should be amazing, but they look like big Lego
and
buildings.
Obviously we've seen all the stuff, all like the announcements that they put beforehand, and it looks beautiful. And obviously you're just expecting that, but yeah.
But what I didn't quite realise was you can play on the PS5 and the Xbox S. I don't know what we're up to, and it will because the frame rate on the PS4 is literally like 15 frames a second, so it's just proper chuggy. But with the PS5, it'll run smoother, but still loads of problems there. It's not a PS5 version.
Right,
They're releasing a next-gen version next year, but if you bought it now, you get a free upgrade. It just So I'll be honest.
Oh, I thought they'd already sort of released that next-gen upgrade for Cyberpunk this year.
No, they've released loads of updates to fix things. So I probably played maybe 3 hours, and it was a real big mess. And then yesterday, I was like, I'll have a little go on it again, and it just crashed.
Oh, really?
PS4 games don't tend to crash.
No, I think I've had maybe one game crash on me, but yeah.
And it's annoying because I really want to play it, but you can see what it's meant to be, but it's like there's a whole city and there's like 5 people just wandering around. And there's like one car. Like it's not even like obviously I haven't played GTA in ages, but I feel like GTA was more sort of alive.
Yeah.
But it's just weird because you go to certain rooms and you go, oh God, you're suddenly going to a house. Especially when you're indoors, it looks much better. It's not having to make all the city and you go, oh, this is great. And then someone will just. This might be part of the game. I walk down this alley and there's a man with like a VR face thing up and he's just doing this on the ground. And I'm like, is he meant? And you can talk to him and he's just doing this. And I'm like, is he meant to be like a weird homeless guy or is he supposed to be somewhere else in like a VR room?
Oh, right, okay,
but with the game, I don't know which one it is. So that's Cyberpunk Star Wars.
Fair.
Right, Ahsoka Tano spin-off.
TV show.
I think that was pretty obvious.
Yes. They did mention it before. How do you feel about just seeing these like titles that they show up? It gives quite a bit of a look at kind of the stylistic choices that they're going to make in the show. But I always just think it's a bit of we make a logo and everyone's going to lose their mind, and it's like no, it shows a bit more than that.
I don't know. Obviously we've got loads to talk about, but I always get the kind of slight fear. Obviously, when the Last Jedi came out. Not Last Jedi, sorry, what was the fucking Rise of Skywalker? I was kind of quite then happy that there was no more films for a bit. I thought, I'll have a bit of a rest. There's not guess what's coming next? So I was quite happy with The Mandalorian just chugging over, being good.
Is there any more films, though?
But then it's just like,
Oh, really?
But now it's just like, here's loads of stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's good. I'm wishing the best for it, but it's a bit like, I know Marvel did it years ago where they had like, here's our next 27 films. And to be fair, they all came out and a lot of them were very good, but it's still a bit like, just concentrate on one
thing at a time. Yeah, don't do this whole like slate. Ahsoka Tano though, I am quite excited about this.
Yeah,
you need to watch Clone Wars.
And I know it's set at the same time as The Mandalorian. It's the same time frame.
Right, okay, that's cool.
This one, I thought, went by a bit quietly, I thought. Star Wars Visions.
Visions, which one was that? That was the...
So it's 10 short films.
But it's the anime one.
So it's anime creators making things. Yeah. And I've seen, I actually quite like those Disney things they brought out, a while back, where it was almost like anime
Force
style.
Of Destiny or something.
Where it would show like certain scenes. And I think they were saying it was almost for kids to try and
I think it was for kids,
to go, okay, I get what's going on. And I actually like the style of those.
Yeah, they were really good. Rick and Morty recently did some sort of anime sort of spin-offs with anime creators.
Oh, did you?
And there's like 3 specials, each one's like 5-6 minutes. But they're actually really cool, so I'm thinking maybe it might be a bit less.
The rest of the Rick and Morty series has come out on Netflix, the rest of
Yes, I have seen all that.
I really enjoy it. It's very good.
Quickly, just onto that, Rick and Morty Star Wars. I fully, at the start of it, I was like, fuck, they're going to just completely fall into their fan base, but actually they sort of take the piss out of it, and I'm like, yes.
I know it's super meta, and it's not cool to like Rick and Morty, but when you just say, I didn't watch it with my girlfriend because she doesn't
appreciate
like it,
that.
And when I had a bit of time, I was like, I'm going to watch this. I was like, oh no, actually, this is...
I feel like they appreciate that the people who like it are dicks.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like, they sort of like, they take the piss out of them to stop them from, just getting ahead of themselves.
I just love the Bones coming up the thing and they're looking over the acid pit and it's like, well, Bones have floated to the top. They must be dead. And then the guy's like doing a whole big monologue, the gangster guy, like, I don't know what he took his grandson over, and it's like this whole big, like, life epiphany. Right. So then you've got, I don't really know much about this one, I know a little bit, but Acolytes.
This is from the High Republic.
Yeah.
So this is, so we discussed, I think, on a couple of hinges ago that, like, Marvel and Disney and all that lot have had, like, a sort of, they had one of their retreats where they all discuss what this new era is going to be. And I didn't...
years back or...
Yeah, well, I think more than that, but, like, it's crazy. It's basically the High Republic.
Yeah.
But I didn't think we were going to see a TV show come out of it for ages.
Yeah.
I thought it would be like, right, let's see how that works for a bit, like give it 5 years and then maybe bring something in, but that's mental.
Yeah.
But that looks like a Sith Lord sort of like Sith Lord's journey sort of thing.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Darth Plagueis stuff thrown around, which might be...
Oh, really?
Right, then... Droid Story, which I'm assuming is for kids.
Yeah.
It's got C-3PO and R2-D2 in. I'm hoping it's just going to be a shot-for-shot remake of Droids. Maybe it just did. They just put it on with the guy from the police singing the theme tune.
Yeah.
No weapon in my hand.
Cassian Andor, or just Andor, that series is finally... That's the next one coming out now.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Actually, it's being made. It's happening. That was the first one. After The Mandalorian, that was the first thing they introduced, and then they've been really quiet about it. So... Pre-Rogue One, him being it's like a spy. That's what they're saying.
How pre-Rogue One is it? Like, are we going to go like...
Well, it can't be that because the guy's pretty old. Well, not pretty old, but I bet within 10 years, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, 10 years, definitely. But I'm saying, I was thinking, because obviously they want to give it some legs. So they might be like, if it's set like a week before, we'd be like, fuck, we've not got long here.
I've just got to do this mission.
Yeah. I'll be back in a minute.
Star Wars The Bad Batch, which is...
I am really looking forward to this. This is like one of the... it was one of the first episodes in the new season, The Clone Wars. And when you get to that, it sort of all gets a bit more heavy, and it was basically a batch of all these weird messed up clones. That's so horrible me saying that, but it's basically clones with slight problems, but all the problems could be utilised.
Okay, so it's basically a spin-off of Clone Wars.
It's a spin-off of the Clone Wars, but like, I think hopefully it's going to be set in the Clone Wars style, Clone Wars timeline, because there's a lot of cool stuff there.
Well, it must be sort of, because I'm assuming they're...
Well, they could have continued on afterwards, maybe, because obviously if they were in the Bad Batch, they might not have had their inhibitor chips put in. I don't know. We've not seen, but it would be interesting.
Yeah, that does look interesting. Rogue Squadron.
This is fucking cool, isn't it?
Well,
this is a film, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a film. It's Patty Jenkins who did Wonder Woman. It's set after, so it's not in the Rogue Squadron sort of era. It's the newest. It's the furthest forward of any of these.
Well, yeah.
So it's episode 10 time.
But is this episode? Oh yeah, okay. Wait, really?
Yeah, so it's after episode. So after Rise of Skywalker.
Oh shit! Oh,
yeah, so
I didn't realise that.
It's not like Wedge and all that lot. It's so because I'm assuming the Rebels always have a Rogue Squadron as their like team of pilots.
You see, I am interested in seeing like what they do around this because it feels like they're kind of trying to go back to nostalgia quite a lot. So I mean, seeing one thing out of all this list that is actually from that new style, yeah, but I didn't realise it was going to be that. It feels like Patty Jenkins. I don't know. I don't know. From Wonder Woman and what we've seen in Wonder Woman 1984, it does feel like she kind of does. they thrive on the whole like going back.
Nostalgia, yeah.
But it feels like it should be like an old war film where it's been a bit dirty. But then again, they can make the Resistance fighters like that, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, then there's Lando series.
Which is cool. Which
is Donald Glover's still not been confirmed for that. Which
well,
seems odd.
yeah.
Unless he's going to be much younger.
Unless it's going to be literally Billy D. Williams and that girl from Rise of Skywalker just banging
because that's what it looks like in that film. It's shows quite a lot.
But it could be them trying to find that if Billy D. Williams, if Donald Glover's not
I don't think you pour your money on Billy D. He's looking pretty old.
Yeah, but I think it would be cool if Billy D did the voiceover for it.
Yeah, that'd be
so
cool.
He was like,
so
I went down and I went,
it's
like, essentially. So I went, what's the How I Met Your Mother style, like where it's like voiced by like a really old man.
Then we've got Rangers of the New Republic, which is Cara Dune.
Yeah,
I think probably Bill Burr and Mayfield.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad shout. Yeah, that's not a bad shout actually. And then who else would be involved in that?
I think it's very much going to be like a lot of swapping in between that and Mando character. Like, it's going to be same kind of time.
Part of me is a bit fearful that this is going to become a bit like Netflix, Marvel. Like, I don't want everything to just be the Defenders. Yeah, and I don't want this to be like a super. Yeah, I don't really want that to be honest.
Well, not to jump. Obviously, it sounds terrible now, but not to jump back into the Mandalorian, and obviously we'll talk about the other episodes later. But I don't mind Cara Dune. But
I really like Cara Dune.
I'm not that sure of her being like the centre of a series. Like, I don't know if I'm that invested. Like, she's not like a bad actress, but do you know, I don't know. She doesn't draw me in massively. Like, I totally get it.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Well, Ahsoka's had a lot more backstory telling of it, so maybe we'll see more of Cara Dune.
Even me not knowing really anything about her, she's something more like enticing about watching her. Whereas Cara Dune just seems nice enough, but she's sort of like the muscles. She's
pretty sexy there, isn't she? Like when she did that face the other day in that one when she's like smiled at Mando and she was like, "We're going to leave Bill Burr here." I look like Robert De Niro then in my face. I look like Robert De Niro. I don't find Robert De Niro attractive.
I didn't. I thought you were talking about what's she called? Ahsoka.
Oh, Ahsoka also.
Ahsoka's
massively.
I get the attraction there, but Cara Dune just always seems just very angry. I'm not against that, but I didn't think sexy face last episode.
No, the last one when she was smiling like the Mandalorian. I was like, I'm into that.
But let's not talk about this episode. But I can't wait to talk about this episode.
Okay.
Right, and the last one is Obi-Wan Kenobi, obviously, but Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, I thought it was just really cool. Do you not feel like
flashbacks?
No, I think he's going to go. I think he must leave Tatooine or something. Like, I feel like.
No, maybe he will, but is Hayden? I think you're wasting Hayden just having him in the Darth Vader suit. I think there'll be flashbacks to the Clone Wars.
Do you think? See, part of me feels like it'll be him in a bacta tank, just being like.
Yeah, but then
do you know what I mean? Like,
he's not going to.
I know it is a bit of a waste.
He's going to do the voice.
You have failed me for the last time.
Who did the voice for Rogue One?
Oh no, the thing.
James Earl Jones.
But he sounded older. You could just obviously
definitely
tell.
sound older. Yeah, probably the guy who did the voice for what's his face.
Yeah,
but
it's what
I don't know.
A lot of people can do, but it's more like to have Hayden Christensen great. But it's just like, ooh.
See, this one for me is sort of like, why do we need Darth Vader in there? Can Obi-Wan Kenobi not just sort out stuff on Tatooine himself and sort of it all be about being him sort of like trying to hide how he's a Jedi? Like, I feel like that's a better route to go down than literally a rematch of those two, which takes something away from A New Hope. Unless it adds to that rematch of The New Hope, because that wasn't particularly good and it made sense, unless they allude to why Obi-Wan thought it was best if he died. To me, I was always like, why did everyone give up so easily?
Yeah,
but unless he's exactly. Unless it sort of like alludes to that, and there's a reason why he does that, and why the decision is made by him then to do that next time they fought each other, like after to protect Luke.
I'm a bit just sick of Tatooine in general, so obviously Obi-Wan just being stuck in Tatooine's not great. In a kind of different way, if it was like we're just going to do Darth Vader, it's Hayden Christensen, just learning how to be Darth Vader and getting through his first year, because be like, I've got robot arms, I've got a new job now, but just getting through.
He's like getting set on fire because his arm's over the stove and he's not used to it or something.
No,
he's had bionic arms
those
before.
First couple of years of being Darth Vader, just having to do mission stuff, because he's not instantly, you're Darth Vader, you're the
He's got an itch on his face and he can't itch.
No, but it's like...
What is going on?
Day one of being Darth Vader, not everyone knows who he is. He's not suddenly the Lord of the world. Like, how did he get it? Like, it'd be quite interesting, him going, doing missions, to prove himself.
You'd like
to
see a little bit of a flashback episode to sort of see how he sort of became himself.
Because once he's in the suit, then, like... It's not, you have to de-age people. You've got the Emperor who looks basically the same anyway. You can only have him being, like... I don't know. To me, that's more interesting than Obi-Wan Kenobi. Unless Obi-Wan Kenobi's doing other things. There's no way he just sits on Tatooine for a million years.
Yeah, I thought actually what was quite nice in Rebels, there is an episode where you meet Obi-Wan and you sort of see him with Maul.
I've seen that.
Yeah, you've seen that bit. But then you see Luke in the distance, and it is quite nice, sort of like knowing that he's sort of looking out for him. But I feel like we could have some like young Luke adventures with Thingy, fighting a crate dragon, doing loads of stuff.
Sebastian Thingy's going to... Not Sebastian Shaw, I was going to say, but that's actually Darth Vader.
Stan,
that's the guy who plays Darth Vader, Sebastian Shaw.
Oh, what?
The face of Darth Vader,
Sebastian Stan. That does look really cool, though, to us, in The Mandalorian.
The reason Ahsoka Tano is Rosario is because someone did a fan edit.
Oh, really?
And, I think it was John Favreau or Filoni saw it just online. It was like a DeviantArt or something. I can't remember what it is. And that's literally, that was all it was. Just
cool.
Well,
she's dead good.
She's really good as well, but that gave them the idea. It's like, oh shit, that's perfect.
She's got that sort of feisty character as well that Ahsoka's got.
So yeah.
Is that all?
Well, that's like 10 Star Wars.
Yeah, that is a lot of stuff, to be honest.
Out of all the new ones, Mark, you can only have 3.
Okay, right. Okay, so that's what I was going to say. I was going to do that as well. I wasn't going to say 3, but I was going to go, which ones would you sacrifice for the other ones? Okay, which is much worse. Your one's better. Okay, so right, for 3, I'd go for... Can I see them? You've hidden them from me.
You have to remember.
Okay, I'd go for... I do want to see Cassian Andor, and I want to see a bad side of the Rebels.
Just spy stuff. I like that idea. It's something we haven't really done.
Is this out of the stuff that was just announced, or is this out of stuff? Is this out of everything that's upcoming?
Ahsoka, Visions, Acolyte, Droid Story, Andor, Bad Batch, Rogue Squadron, Lando, Rangers of the New Republic, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Rangers of the New Republic and Obi-Wan Kenobi. No, Rogue Squadron and Obi-Wan Kenobi are the two the other two, as well as Andor, that I would be really forcing. Oh shit! No, Ahsoka. You didn't say Ahsoka, did you?
Yeah,
I don't think you did. But I don't know. Okay, Ahsoka above Rogue Squadron.
So no Droid Story.
No, I'd skip out the Droid Story. I wouldn't be too upset about that. What about you?
Andor.
Oh, fuck! You forgot Taika Waititi's Star Wars film.
Yeah, because I didn't have a name yet.
They've just got that weird, sort of old holiday special font.
Yeah, I didn't really write that down, but I didn't know enough about it. And there's always a lot of times where directors like, God, the Last Jedi guy's been having 3 films.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, it depends how good Love of Thunder is, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go Andor. I'm slightly interested in Ahsoka just because it's obviously I don't know much about her. Rogue Squadron, I kind of wish was a series, but never mind.
Yeah.
Lando, I'm not that fussed about. Another one I'm kind of fussed about, but it can only go so far.
Lando, I am fussed about. Lando was one of the ones that was on the cusp, but until we know what sort of time frame and everything like that, I wouldn't care if it was Lando now with that girl exploring her body and exploring the universe. For the Marvel stuff, I am quite looking forward to the Loki looks pretty good, I thought, and so does Falcon.
I watched it really late at night, and I think my girlfriend was asleep, so I didn't have any sound, but it looked quite... I like Tom Hiddleston.
I really like Tom Hiddleston.
I imagine him just having crazy...
Did you see Owen Wilson in it?
Yes.
Wow.
But was he like a god person? I got the impression...
Maybe. I don't know. I think part of me feel... I don't know.
They were controlling Loki. They had a lot of like... The
it looked like they were part of like the... Because it was time. It made me think that they were part of the Captain Britain Corps, but I don't think it would be that. But then it also looked like there was like a Black Knight in there. The Black Knight. Do you know that guy that was sort of fighting something and he was crawling away in his suit? That looked like it might be the Black Knight. So I'm looking forward to that.
You get the impression where it's like some sort of god or sort of cosmic being as a person.
Yes, it did feel a bit like that.
That's what I thought.
Wonder and Visions, obviously there was some more trailers released. Yeah. I've actually not seen that. There might be some more released, but I've actually tried to keep away from that one because I don't know.
Yeah, Luke Skywalker and Falcon or whatever.
That looks quite good as well.
I'm just a bit...
I don't know. I feel it's got the guys... is it not got people behind it who did Civil War?
Oh, the Russos?
No, but like the other people behind it. I don't know. I feel like there was all the producers behind it.
I like the two characters. I don't know, it's not...
I feel like they could do it quite well if they make it like a bit like the Secret Avengers or the Dark Avengers. So the Dark Avengers was Norman Osborn's team of Dark Avengers, who basically he became like the sort of president or like the Tony Stark of the area.
I've been watching Zatoichi, The Blind Samurai.
Yeah,
because I mentioned it on Collect. I just bought the box set. I'm 3
very cool looking box set.
It's just very good and nice and comfy. Watching with Grandad, kind of.
Watching with Grandad.
Yeah, it's really
watching with Grandad's ashes.
And like it's just nice, and like the first one is it's very just like Western. Have you ever seen A Fistful of Dollars where Clint Eastwood and there's two like rival gangs and he kind of works between both of them? Well, in this one, it's very similar, but it's him and another samurai, and they've almost both been hired to fight each other. They don't really want to, but they're both really cool. They've got respect for each other. They have to have this sword fight basically in the end. But Zatoichi's, I thought he'd be like a very sort of straight hero, does no wrong, but he's like proper lazy. He's like always banging prostitutes.
Oh,
like,
really?
And this lord like invites him to his house because he's a masseur. Because back in the day, if you were blind, the common job was to be a masseur. It was just the thing they did.
What, a masseuse?
Yeah, masseuse for masseur. Yeah, masseuse for like everybody. So people constantly get massages. It's like, hey, come over here, massage me. Here's like a quid. And then this lord guy goes, come and stay at my house for free because you massaged me when you were in Kyoto or whatever. Yeah. And then later on, he's like, bring my masseur in, and Zach's just like, I'm just too tired. He's like really like arsey. Like he's not the kind of hero I thought he'd be, but he's really like likable, and he like cheats at dice games because everyone thinks he is blind, but he's just clever. But he's very. I can totally get why he's in 25 films. He's like a very likable character, but he's not like a straight edge hero, which I thought he was going to be.
I'll borrow them after you finish maybe the 25 films.
Yeah, but so far it's really, really good.
I've listened to the entirety of Ready Player 2.
Oh, have you now?
Ernest Cline's new novel. There's been some quite bad reviews around it.
I've only heard bad.
Yeah. So I don't know what you've heard. Now I know. Now I've finished it. I can hear what you've heard. I didn't want to hear it last time because I didn't want to follow any reviews. But nerd
fantasy, power fantasy, or some bollocks.
Yeah.
But it's all stuff where I've seen a bit of an article and it's like, this is shit, blah. But then they say, we mentioned on the phone where people like retroactively go, oh yeah, the first one was a bit shit. And it's like, well, no, the first book, everyone liked it. I'm sorry it's not cool anymore, but it was a good idea at the time.
Yeah, I agree massively. I feel like it was, if you like the first one, you're gonna like this one. If you like the film of the first one, you're pretty much also gonna like this one. Like, it's very, you can tell that he was writing it while, there's papers everywhere. You can tell he was writing it while while he's making the film, because they're very like, it's a lot more like whatever the difference is between the film and the book. It's sort of like that. It's kind of like the film. It's a lot more like the film. They're all together. It's all a bit more. It's much more fast paced.
But doesn't he like become almost like a tyrant almost?
Yeah. Well, that's a kind of redemption arc. So he's sort of got to make his way back from being kind of tyrannical.
Yeah, because he basically gets the whole world.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. But he's not a tyrant. He is kind of a tyrant. He's just a bit of if you say something bad about him, he'll destroy your avatar. Yeah. So he's a bit of like I don't know. He's just too powerful.
Everyone would probably go mad if you got all the money and control of the entire world.
And a button to kill everybody in the world as well. Because obviously that's sort of like I would do that.
I do that. I did really enjoy the first one.
Honestly, it's got a lot less like there's a lot. It's like they've sort of focused on 5 points and 5 like properties, and then gone right. Okay, these are the ones that we're going to really talk about a lot. But the other. So it's not got like, right, we're going to hear a little bit about Kamen Rider in one thing, and then a bit about something else, and like he goes across everything in the first book. But this one is really just 5 properties. And I don't know if that's because they like, right, well, we're going to have to make it about 5 properties when we make it into a film later on.
Like preemptively.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff in there that I'm like, they're not going to be able to fucking do that. So I don't know if he's going to just swap it for another things like he did with the first and original book. But I'm enjoying it, and I think if you, I enjoyed it. I cried at the end. I fully cried at the end.
I cried reading a book.
Oh yeah, I cried. Yeah, I think I
cried
cried
a lot.
I cried a lot. Yeah,
you cried at the Pokemon movie.
The original one.
No, the newer one.
I cried in the first 5 minutes.
Really?
The new one.
I'm pretty sure you said it.
Detective Pikachu. Yeah, no, I think I did. I think I might. No, I didn't cry at Detective Pikachu.
I think we're going on films or whatever.
I didn't think I cried at Detective Pikachu. There's something. I'm not.
Nothing wrong with crying.
No, I didn't cry at that one because that one I thought was. I think I was a bit annoyed about because Pikachu died from nothing.
He dies in that film.
Well, yeah, he gets a piece of rock hits his head. I know electric is weak to rock, but a piece of rock hits his head and he's just dead. Anyway, that's what I hated about Detective Pikachu. Yeah, have you seen that since?
No, I've not seen it.
You've still not seen it at all?
I kind of forgot it existed until just that.
Watch it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. That was The Hinge about everything.
Yeah, we'll do a collect and we'll do a Mando update, hopefully within a week of some kind. Well, once Mando's come out, basically.
Yeah.
And we'll get back on it. It's just over in England, we can't go near each other. This is the best we can do, and everything's wet in the rain.
Exactly.
But thanks a lot for watching.
Enjoy.
Bye-bye.
The next time we go into battle...